Hey, what's going on, guys? FullFrontage here, and today bringing you guys a video on the brand new update that was just announced in the TV Royale episode of Clash Royale. So we are here taking a look at the new arena, Spooky Town. It's going to be available for players who are 3,600 trophies and higher, well, 3,600 up until 4,000, which you will go into the legendary arena, which is where you get challenger 1. So legendary arena is no longer 3,800, it's going to be 4,000, and that's when you hit challenger 1. So there's no more 200 trophy buffer in between that. A couple of the cards have shifted around, which means there is going to be a brand new card and more in the future. So taking a look at the brand new card, we are going to have the wall breakers. These are going to target defensive buildings only. They have 400 area damage. It's going to do 275 hit points. They move very fast. There's only 2 of them, and they have to be right up on the tower. So I'm going to show you guys a couple interactions with the wall breakers on a couple defenses that I think might be key into knowing what the interactions are, so you guys can know what to defend against and how, and we'll show how much damage it's going to do to the tower with some basic defenses as well. Alright guys, so here we go. First thing, I'm just going to cycle a couple cards so I can get to the wall breakers. So first thing we're going to do is I have, you guys can't see it on the screen right now, but on my other account I have some buildings that we're going to go through over, and some buildings that I think are in the meta right now. So first up, we're going to drop this Tombstone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the wall breakers in the opposite lane, and we'll see what these guys are going to do. So we'll go to the Tombstone. So one gets in and takes care of it. The other one gets taken down by the tower. So that's going to be one base interaction. If the wall breakers are left alone, one will take the Tombstone, but the other one will die. So I think that's fairly good information to note. So let's just cycle through spells again. We'll get back to this. Now the second one, which is something I'm very curious about, is going to be this X-bow. I'm purposely going to place it one tile too far back just so it doesn't lock on. So we will drop the wall breakers as if it was going there. The wall breaker, one does fall, the other one takes it about to half health. So if you can get one wall breaker onto the X-bow, I think it'll be a pretty decent amount of damage. As you guys saw, it almost went to half health. So that's going to be one of those that I think is going to be really good. So let's take this X-bow off the board. And the second one, the second defense we're going to go against is going to be the Barbarian Hut. Let's see how this one works out. So again, same thing as last time. I'm going to place the wall breakers in the opposite lane. We'll see what happens here. So they will both go over to the Barbarian Hut. One drops, the other one does not get a shot down. So that's going to be an interesting interaction right there. One wall breaker will connect to the Barbarian Hut, but it's not going to do that much damage to it. One will get off. It'll take it to about just about half health HP, but we'll see. So wall breakers are back in hand. I want to take care of this Barbarian Hut though, so we'll giant snowball zap. Okay, now we're good. So I'll jump onto that. Okay, cool. Second one, or another defense, is going to be the Mortar. So same thing, I'm going to drop it one tile too far back. We'll drop the wall breakers in. They will both end up connecting to the Mortar, and wow, those do a lot of damage. So if you can get some like predicted, I think the music is a little too loud. Oh, let me lower it a little bit. I think if you can get some predictive wall breakers down for a Mortar, and like you can defend with like a log or a zap or something, or even a snowball if you're running snowball, I think that'll be pretty cool. So we have 4 more defenses to go over that are somewhat in the meta. So the first one is going to be a Tesla. I think this is a good Tesla placement. So let's drop the wall breakers. We'll see what happens here. The wall breakers get completely taken down. So against a Tesla, if you go in with the wall breakers will not take anything. So you might need to have a tank in there, maybe bats to distract, maybe throw down an ice golem or something. Oh. Okay, let's just spam that. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage on this right hand side. Or I'm gonna give a little bit of damage on the right hand side. Okay, so the next one is going to be the furnace. Let's see what happens with the furnace. So I'm gonna put ice golem right here just to tank that. We'll put the wall breakers in the opposite lane. Let's see what happens here. Will both connect? One gets in, the other one gets in. So both wall breakers will connect to a furnace, uncontested, opposite lane. Remember, we're just going over uncontested matchups right now, just to make sure, just to see what the basic interactions will be like, and I think that's really important. So the next one is going to be a cannon. If you're ever playing against Hog 2.6, or maybe you play Hog 2.6, if you guys saw my video last night about that, we'll see what happens here. So so only one ended up connecting, but it actually did a lot of damage when the cannon's placed that far back. I feel like that's pretty optimal cannon placements. I'm also going based on the most optimal placement for these defensive structures. By the way, of course, obviously, besides the X-bow and the Mortar, I played those a little bit one tile farther back because I felt that I didn't have enough to defend it, so I didn't want to lose the tower for the sake of the video. So the next thing we're going to do is an Inferno Tower. Inferno Tower is not super relevant in the meta, but I feel like it's going to be an important one to go over, just in case, over things like Goblin Hut. Maybe Goblin Hut will come back, I'm not sure. We'll see, but... So let's play this defensive Inferno Tower. I feel like this placement is fairly common for that when you don't know what your opponent has. So let's drop our wall breakers in. Let's see what happens with this. I don't know if the Inferno Tower is going to heat up fast enough. It does heat up fast enough, but the other wall breaker does end up connecting. It takes down to about half health. So most of the interactions with the meta buildings are going to be about half health. Obviously, besides the Tombstone, it gets taken down completely with one wall breaker drop. And then the Mortar is going to take down both... The Mortar is going to fall significantly low in health when both wall breakers are able to connect to it. So against Mortar, you want to try to get some connection shots to it. And against Tombstone, if you can get away with getting a free wall breaker in there, well, then you might just be in some good luck for that. All right, so this next one is going to be interesting. You guys just saw free range hog modes. Now, what does this mean? Well, we're just going to show you. Royal Hogs just start spawning in. We're gonna play a furnace. We'll play goblins. Okay. 2 Royal Hogs. That's not bad. Guess what? 2 more Royal Hogs spawn in opposite lane. Look at this. So what they have added in is this game mode is going to be called Year of the Hogs. I believe it is the Year of the Hog, if I'm not mistaken. Royal Hogs keep spawning in for both you and your opponent. They're gonna spawn in 2 pairs of 2, I believe, for the entire game. We'll find out here momentarily. I might fast forward a little bit, little editing magic. But 2 Royal Hogs are going to spawn in. It looks like they spawn in about every 15 to 20 seconds. And this is just going to be one of those fun, goofy game modes where it's just something new in the game. There you can see the Royal Hogs coming in. Let's see what one of these bad boys, let's see what 2 of these bad boys do with the new Wall Breakers card. Just for fun. Let's see how much damage is going to be taken on this left-hand side. Look at that. Wow, that's some juicy damage. Yeah, the Royal Hogs are going to continue to spawn in. It is going to be the Year of the Hogs. This is just going to be a really fun, goofy game mode, and honestly, this is going to be a blast for maybe, like, if it is customizable in tournaments, or like it's going to be available in friendly battles, I believe, when the game mode is out. So I think it's going to be really fun just doing funly friendly battles, goofy things. I think it'll actually be really good for practice as well, because you'll get used to consecutive waves just spawning in on you and setting up defenses when you have a lot of pressure coming onto you. So I think that's going to be a pretty fun game mode, and I think it'll actually be useful. And they also alternate lanes, if you guys haven't been able to tell. So they're alternating lanes every time they spawn in, and I don't think in double elixir it's going to kick up. We'll see right here. Should spawn in like 3 seconds. Yeah, so it's not going to ramp up. It's 2 Royal Hogs every 15 to 20 seconds. And again, I think this actually might be a pretty good defensive game mode in practicing your defense. All right, so this next game mode is really cool. You can see cards just spewing out of a chest right now. This is going to be a mini collection card game mode. Create a deck from a freshly generated collection of 40 cards. So when this game mode is introduced, a bunch of cards will appear on screen like you guys just saw. You get 40 cards, and you have to make a deck with these 40 cards, and then you will play in the challenge, the tournament, whatever or wherever this game mode is going to be introduced. I think this is a really cool game mode, and I'm really excited to see how this game mode plays out. I think it's going to be really fun if it would be included in some tournaments, just not like esport tournaments, but like friendly stream tournaments and things like that. I think this is going to be a really fun game mode, and I think this will also make for a really good challenge because it challenges players' ability to build decks, and it also gives you kind of something to say, hey, if I get these cards and I can create a deck like this, increase my deck building strategy. So I think this is a really cool new game mode to be introduced into Clash Royale. So the next added in feature is going to be in the private tournament section, and I think this is going to be a really cool feature for the private tournament. So if you look down towards the bottom, you can now see there is a maximum amount of losses that you can set. You can do none, 3, 4, or 5. So we'll just do 3 for now. We'll just name, let's go liquid, blah blah blah, tournament description high, because I think you need one, and the default is going to be to show to clans. So we're just going to do that real quick to show you guys one of the other QOL quality of life changes into this update. So we'll create the tournament. There it is. It's going to start in an hour. It's going to be 30 minutes, and if we go over here, it says me join my private tournament. If you look over on what it looks like from another person, it's going to say FullFrontage join the tournament. You click view, and then the join button appears as normal, so it is automatically going to show to your clan. Join into that, and then you right here, boom, there's 2 people inside of the tournament. You can see right here the wins and the losses section, so it has the cups or the medals, I guess, and then it's going to be 3 losses. So that's going to be the brand new tournament quality of life changes, so it will now appear in your clan chat, and you can also set a maximum or a maximum amount of losses that you can take. So you can't lose 4 games unless you set it to 4 games. You have it set to 3 games, and you can only lose 3 games. So I think that's a really cool quality of life update, and I think it's going to be really good for practice groups as well, because then you can kind of just go on and on into the tournament until there's only one person standing, kind of like a king of the hill, I guess, in a way, but you have losses in one. I don't know. So I think this is a really cool step in the right direction in terms of adding in-game competitive play inside of the private tournament feature. So guys, that's going to do it. I hope you guys are really excited about this update. So again, just a quick recap. Spooky Town is the new arena. You unlock it at 3,600 trophies. Legendary Arena is now moved to 4,000 trophies. All chests above 4,000 trophies now contain more cards and gold. There's a new card coming into the game called the Wall Breakers. It's an epic 3 elixir card that targets buildings only. There are 2 new game modes. One's the Year of the Hogs, where Royal Hogs keep spawning. They alternate lanes, right and left. 2 Royal Hogs. They spawn in about every 15 to 20 seconds. A mini collection where you get to choose between 40 random cards that are distributed to you. You create a deck, you play in the challenge, you play in the tournament, whatever it may be, wherever it is introduced. A little bit of improvements. This one I forgot to show you guys, but trading will now be easier. I don't have trade tokens on the account, but trading will now be easier. You can select up to 4 cards to give away. So as you guys saw in the Royale episode, when you click trade, it'll say I want to give these 4 and I want this one, and then one person can say, hey, I want to give you, say you request you want a log, but you'll give Princess, Lumberjack, Sparky, and Magic Archer. This person says, hey, I want a Magic Archer, I'll give you a log for that. They give you the Magic Archer. It was one of your 4 selected, so you can do that. So improvement to the trade system. Addition to set the max losses in private tournaments. Private tournaments are now automatically shown to your clan unless you shut it off. It will now appear in clan chat. Once the tournament's finished, you will be able to see the results in clan chat, and clan recommendations now show up to 5 clans with your friends in it. I hope you guys are really excited for this update. I am very excited, especially with the new game modes. Wall Breakers card seems pretty cool. I have to play around with it, see what kind of decks it works in, so stay tuned for videos on the channel with that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like on it and subscribe for more content, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.